So again, the reasons we mentioned before was the corruption of the Mamluk class. I had mentioned before about the iqta tax system, the tax farm system. And again, this was a system in which the Mamluks grew a lot of wealth. They grew a lot of power. They actually heavily taxed the peasantry, or fellahin. The fellahin were heavily taxed, and the Mamluks became very oppressive in their taxation. But they also treated them badly in other ways. The Mamluks even forbade them from leaving the tax farms without permission. And Ibn Iyas actually noted a number of these abuses even during the war with the Mamluks, or with the Ottomans rather. He spoke of Janem al-Ifranji, a rapacious imported Mamluk who looted and harassed people while on campaign. He also mentions there was coercion in the name of building a road. So it says, so there was a lot of coercion to build this road, but in reality it was a trick to rob people, at least according to Iyas. And Ibn Iyas, he praised Tumanbai because as a Dawdar and even as a sultan, he carried out justice in these cases, and he refused to rob the people, at least in Iyas's words. But this kind of Mamluk oppression was common. So we can tell that this was an oppressive system. And eventually the Mamluks came to see their iqtas as hereditary entitlements. Makes sense, right? They could say the iqta is mine, I'm getting a lot of money off of this, I have a lot of people that have to pay me tribute with no choice, so therefore I'm going to do whatever I want, and this is also my land. This is my property. That's how it came to be. And corruption increased among the class, and not only did this decline agricultural production, not only did it lessen the production, but it also stagnated public works. So roads were not built as much, water canals, and so on. So they got very comfortable in their wealth on the iqta, and then so that hurt the local economy. And worse yet, the Mamluks left military service. Before, that was their obligation. They were military soldiers. But then they decided to leave that service and keep growing the tax revenue. And the Sultan, because of this, the Mamluk Sultan was forced to rely on other sources of fighting men, which cost money. And he had to tax trade to finance this new source of fighting men. So such taxation was said to impoverish Syria, and it hurt Egypt's trade with the Indian Ocean markets and the Mediterranean markets. So European and those involved in the Mediterranean and the Indian Ocean trades they had to deal with taxes on their trade, on their trading activities with Mamluk Egypt, and so therefore that would drive traders away, and this hurt the Egyptian economy. And this is especially bad because during the Ottoman War, there were, I believe, Iyas mentioned 2, maybe 3 times that the troops demanded money from the Mamluks demanded their pay, but there was no money in the treasury. So this you see this, and you can definitely see how a worsening, or how the Mamluk defection, or not defection, but how the Mamluk shirking of their duty would really hurt the economy, especially in that